The epidural, I got kind of nervous because the doctor has to give you a disclaimer, and the disclaimer can be unsettling, but everything's gonna be okay. So, me personally, when I learned I was going to be a father, I was 154 pounds, 6'3", drugged out, dried up. The furthest thing from father material that you could think of. So I had so much work to do, and I did. I accomplished a lot of that work. I'm like 200 pounds. I'm always in the gym. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go to the gym to be a good dad by any means at all. I'm saying that is what I personally did because I lacked discipline. I really lacked discipline, and I knew to be a good father I needed to develop some personal discipline, and I did. And I mean, it worked out pretty well. Now I've like not only, you know, discipline as far as in the gym, but I've actually been able to, you know, use that in other areas of my life to improve my life overall. So basically what I'm saying is grow up. Now, pregnancy can be a battle, right? It can be hell. There's going to be times where you feel like she hates you. There's going to be times where she's like crazy all over you and you're like, why won't she leave me alone? So odds are you're never really going to be in the middle at that sweet spot, but you might be, you know. It's definitely a case by case basis. So what I recommend is patience above all. There's going to be days where she's just a total bitch, bro, and you're going to have to basically just suck it up and deal with it, because you shot the kid in there. It's your kid. Maybe you're raising someone else's kid. Either way, you're accepting the responsibility that is fatherhood, and unfortunately, that is part of it. So we all just kind of have to, you know, bite the bullet and go through it. And, you know, I did it. You know, millions of other fathers have done it. Odds are this is your first kid. You're going through it, right? She's like throwing shit at you, get the fuck out. I mean, go stay in the shop, you know, go for a drive, turn around, come back. She's going to be like, I'm sorry, you know. She's going to text you and say, where did you go? Just relax, okay? Just take a deep breath. Everything is going to be okay, I promise you. As soon as you get that kid out of there, everything's just going to get 10 times harder. So, anyway, I'm just kidding, guys. So, don't go too overboard, but what I do recommend you buy, above all else, you got to have somewhere for your baby to sleep. So a bassinet, a playpen, or something. Baby bed. You're going to need a car seat. So car seat's a big investment. For me, I wanted to top the line. I mean, not top the line. I'm not going to get a Gucci car seat or any of that shit, but I went and got the Graco. It's like the adjustable one, and he'll be able to use it until he's like 4 years old, because it adapts from a what's it called? The rear facing, you know, where they lay down in it. It changes from that into a booster seat. So it's pretty cool. One thing about those new Graco car seats, though, is that they're not really convenient for when the baby's still a newborn. So we still got the carrier car seat where you could put the platform in the car and it just popped in. And we used that for like the first 3 to 6 months, you know, until he could support his own you know, and support his head and everything by himself, and we were able to actually take him out and put him into the car seat, you know, more easily without his head like wobbling all around. We actually just used the carrier car seat because it made things a lot more convenient. But regardless, once the baby's here, it becomes a little more difficult to, you know, set aside money for extra expenses. So I recommend buying the car seat. As many diapers as you can, size 1 and 2, maybe even 3 if you're planning that far ahead. Wipes, shitloads of wipes. You could buy 20 packs of wipes, and I could tell you to go buy twice as much. One thing I highly recommend, especially if you have dogs or pets, get you a diaper genie. They're like $40 at Walmart here in the U.S. anyway, and you know, get the diaper genie, and you want to get the bags for it. Those fuckers are handy, man. I mean, we've still used ours, and you know, it's very handy because it keeps the dogs out of the shitty diapers. It keeps the smell from just stinking up the entire house. And yeah, I recommend a diaper genie. So, another thing you want to prepare, if your wife or fiance, whoever, the mother of your child, if she plans to do any breastfeeding, you're going to want to get you a breast pump for the times that she's not able to directly feed. Nothing against anybody who doesn't breastfeed. I don't care. You know, I'm not judging anybody. I'm just trying to give you guys some tips. Another thing you're going to want to stock up on are onesies and pajamas and things like that, because the babies are always spitting up all over themselves. You want lots of blankets. They're always going to be shitting all over themselves in the beds. So lots of blankets, lots of onesies, lots of clothes, hats. The little hats keep their little ears warm. A lot of babies don't have a lot of hair. Like my son, he was bald pretty much when he was born. He just had a little peach fuzz up there. You want to keep their little noggins warm, you know, so give them lots of hats. You want to plan for the season that your kid is going to be born in. So the babies grow very, very fast. So if you buy a bunch of winter clothes, but your kid's born in the summer, odds are if you bought like newborn size, then they're gonna just grow, they're never gonna be able to wear it. So make sure you buy clothes to fit around whichever season you plan for your child to be born. Oh yeah, baby monitor. I would definitely recommend getting you a baby monitor. Suckers are badass nowadays. You can order one off eBay and it'll just sync to your phone and you can view it whenever. Personally, we don't ever really let our kid out of our sight, but keeping the baby monitor in the room for when they're asleep. Sometimes if they start to stir just a little bit, then you'll catch it quicker than it would where they escalate, you know, when they first start to stir. Then you can hurry up in there and get them, you know, back to sleep pretty quickly. But if they have to stir until they're like fully awake and rise their volume to get your attention, then it's going to be more difficult and take more time and more patience to get them back to sleep. So the baby monitor can really help out as far as that goes. Now, another thing that my fiance and I did, because first-time parents, most hospitals I think are going to require at least one, but you're going to want to go take the pregnancy or the parenting class, I believe it's what it's called. It was free for us. I mean, you know, they didn't charge. Maybe they did charge. I don't even remember. I don't think they charge, but you go up there and you sit through this little class and they're going to show you how to change a diaper and everything. And as a father, be as involved as possible. Don't be standoffish. Get up in the middle of it and say, I want to know how to do this, right? Don't stand over there and let this sit in the 50s, okay? We're not letting the woman do get your ass in there, fucking do what needs to be done. It doesn't matter what the job is, just do it, okay? All right, guys, so once go time gets here, when it's time to have the baby, like the third trimester in general was the roughest, but once the baby gets here, that's when shit gets real. Like it gets real, okay? So once the water breaks and it's go time, get your ass to the hospital. I don't know. We actually had our son before all of the chaos. That's all I'm going to say about it. But anyway, I'm pretty sure it's back to normal now, but I cannot say for sure. You know, just follow their protocols, do whatever you got to do. But as for us, my fiance had me up for 3 days before my son was born because the cramps were so bad. And you're going to feel helpless, man. You're going to feel like, man, I wish I could make the pain go away, but you can't. All you can do is sit there, hold her hand, rub her back, rub her feet, do whatever you can. Be a good dude, okay? Be a good dad. This is part of the fucking process, okay? Don't be selfish, man. If you're going to be a dad, you're not going to be able to be selfish. Those two things, they don't fit together, okay? So, we did the natural birth, epidural though. Nobody's got to be a hero, man. Don't make her feel like she's not allowed to do this epidural. I promise you, if you're breastfeeding and everything, the kid's going to be totally healthy. My kid has never even so much as had a cold. So an overall healthy pregnancy followed by breastfeeding is going to, this is just my opinion, but it's going to improve the immune system and cognitive function overall of your child. And you're going to love the nurses, man, but don't be checking them out, okay? I know. I know your old lady, she ain't looking as fine as she did when y'all first got together, but The nurses are very helpful, and be grateful to them, be polite to them, because they have tough ass jobs and they are badasses. So whenever we had our kid, man, we were exhausted. Like I said, we had both been up for like 3 days, and our son was born at like 2:30 in the morning. And as soon, like after everything settled down and everybody saw the baby, by that time it was like 4 in the morning, and the nurses are like, they just took care of our baby for like 3 hours so we could just, you know, get a wink of sleep. And they were so helpful. They, you know, because we're new parents, we're like clueless, lost in there. The nurses are going to help you out. Just relax, take a deep breath, everything is going to be just fine. Another thing, the epidural, I got kind of nervous because the doctor has to give you a disclaimer, and the disclaimer can be unsettling, but everything's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. All right, guys, so let's continue the discussion in the comments below. What did I forget to cover? What do you recommend for new dads? Let's talk about it in the comments below. Do you disagree with anything I said? Tell me. If you enjoyed or found any value in this content, please hit the subscribe button and leave a like, guys. I'm really, I know this content's a little bit new, it's different, but it does fit in the Fit Dad Cris niche, I guess. That meme. Anyway, so I've done a lot of fitness content. I'm thinking my name is Fit Dad Cris. I've got to do some dad content now. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys next week.